Greetings, my fellow Liberians out there, sons and daughters of the sweet land of liberty, sons and daughters of Africa. Let me start this conversation with these words from one of our founding fathers. The Lone Star forever. Desert it no never, uphold it forever. These words rings in my ear, my mind, my soul, each and every day. And because of these words, it moved me to form the Liberia Enlightenment movement. And if you haven't liked us on our Facebook page, I urge you to like us on our Facebook page, the Liberia Enlightenment movement. A movement that is bringing change to Liberia. A movement that will explore our historical roots, who we are as a people, that will explore our faults and failures, and bring forth our full history, and take off the myth. And then we can look at them and move forward as a people and as a nation. Then we can live out these words sung by Maron Dorcas, Liberia shall rise again. Then we can live them out. But today, for my Liberia Enlightenment Conversation series, I want to talk about the most corrupt act of the first woman president of Liberia, the first woman president on the continent of Africa. And that woman is Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Mostly you talk about corruption, you talk about putting her sons in government, taking money from the country's treasure. I must admit, she met a broken government and she did what she could. But I want to talk about the most corrupt act that she did. And the most corrupt act carried on by the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government was the appointment of city mayor. From the formation of our country, the Liberian people, we have elected our city mayor. Our right, that right was taken away from us by Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, by corrupting the Constitution. Took it to the Supreme Court. And here's the article that she corrupted. Article 54 of the Liberian Constitution, Section B. The president shall appoint a consent of the Senate, superintendent, other government, other county officials, and officials of other political subdivision. She corrupted this part of the Constitution, and a kangaroo Chief Justice or bench approved it, that she can appoint city mayor. That was the corruption. That was the most corrupt act of the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government. And what surprised me a lot, the people did not get in the street to demonstrate. Nobody got in the street. They took your power of electing your city mayor. They took it from you. They took away the power. So who knows? Will somebody come again to start appointing representative and take away your power and you will be quiet? That was the most corrupt act of the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf administration. Taking away the power of the people. Because of that corrupt decision made by Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. It's a reason today Monrovia have a novice and a person that know nothing about government, that know nothing about running a city, that do not even know how many continents there is on our planet. That's the person Monrovia has today. And across all our cities in Monrovia, in all our cities in Liberia, they got the worst person to represent them as their city mayor. Not because of George Weah, no, but because of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. She took away the power of the citizen by electing their own mayor. If you know Eddie Johnson said he come across this video, she needs to apologize to the Liberian people. This behavior, people say is unforgivable. So then how do we as a people go back to this situation? What about constitutional referendum? Do we want to demand our government to instruct in this memorandum that will go back to the history of electing our city mayors? And I must say, my fellow Liberians, if this practice continues, if the Liberian people do not rise up and speak to the government and ask the government to go back to our historical precedents of electing our city mayor, our cities will continue to be terrible. Instead of we, the people, having the power, it will be the power be given to a single person, the president. And there is no way all our power should be given to the president. Because in another nutshell, if you give the city mayor, you give the president an appointing power, like Eddie Johnson did in her corruption, it means every city across the land is controlled by the president. The president dictates to every city. And come on, these cities make up our counties. You see, now are you getting what Eddie Johnson Sirleaf took from us? The power of choosing who we want to lead our city into prosperity. It is the time for us to rise up together and speak to our government. It's a time for us to come up with a petition and tell our government, we must go back to history. We must go back to the historic precedent of electing our city mayor, because we did this since 1847 and we have been doing it. And there is no way in hell we will continue with the appointment of city mayors across our country. There is no way. It's a time for those who love Liberia more themselves to rise up, to speak against this political corruption and evil implemented by Eddie Johnson Sirleaf. But Eddie Johnson Sirleaf herself needs to start the process by apologizing to the Liberian people about this corrupt behavior of stripping away their power of electing their city mayor. Again, if you come across this video, spread the news, spread the message that we want to elect our city mayors. In our history, there have never been an appointment of city mayors. And Eddie Johnson Sirleaf had to start that process by apologizing to the Liberian people and to join this movement to reinstitute the election of city mayor across our country. Again, I want to say thank you for stopping by and listening to the Liberia Enlightenment Conversation series. And do not forget, on Saturdays, I'm usually live on Facebook discussing historical issue, political issue that reflects our country, Mama Liberia, sweet land of liberty. I want to say thank you for stopping by. And do not forget, go on Facebook and like our movement, the Liberia Enlightenment Movement. And do not forget to subscribe from my YouTube page. I have been your host, Reverend Joseph Cephas Sebedi Kankoya Davis. Thank you for stopping by. God bless.